Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Rui Cunha Foundation. It's always good to see this room full of people, particularly when talking about a topic that is so interesting for Macau, and particularly for the Portuguese community. Today we are honored to have Dr. António Lei, who came from HengQin to Macau. Thank you, Dr. António Lei, for joining us and help us understand what is happening in HengQin and know what is going to happen in the near future. Also, Paulo Rego, who has helped to bring this presentation more lively and this debate, and also the Luso-Chinese commercial trade. And thank also our translator. I will be translating from Portuguese to English. I hope you enjoy this event and you appreciate what we have to say. Dr. António Lei. First of all, I would like to thank Rui Cunha Foundation and CCLC for inviting me for this event, particularly on a topic that I feel it's really important. My name is António Lei, vim de HengQin, mas sou de Macau. I came from HengQin, but I'm from Macau. I've moved to HengQin to work there last year when this corporation was established. Currently, I'm the director of the Economic Development Bureau. Previously, I worked in IPIM, the Institute for Promotion of Trade and Investment in Macau. Both entities are very similar to attract investment, to attract talent, and also to develop the economic field. I've been there for over a year. One thing that I've always believed is that HengQin, the island of HengQin, is really, really important for Macau future. Because HengQin actually has what Macau is lacking currently, the space and further strengthen connection with mainland China. Today I've prepared a presentation, and through this presentation I want to introduce about the HengQin development and the business environment there. It's a generic presentation. If you would like to know more specifics about this, we will have a Q&A session at the end. But I will now make an invitation to see you all in HengQin in the near future, so you can actually know more about what is HengQin. I'm doing firstly an introduction to HengQin. This is not something that has happened overnight. There's a story about the development of HengQin. There are a few dates that are very important. 1st of January 2009, HengQin was classified as a new national area. It started its official development in this date. On April 2015, it was classified as a pilot free trade area. As we know, there are few areas of free trade in China, and a pilot free trade area is usually considered a very important area for the state. And in September 2021, there was the general plan for construction of the Guangdong Macau in-depth cooperation zone in HengQin. So HengQin became a more important area to Macau and for mainland China. We have talked about the generic plan, so it has defined the strategical location and some preferential policies. We would like to identify Article 4 that has defined the strategical location. It considers this area as a new platform for promoting Macau's adequate economic diversification, a new area for Macau residents to live and work, a new model to enrich the practice of the one country, two systems principle, and a new high ground for building up the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area. Why do I feel this is relevant? Because it gives us a message. HengQin exists to help Macau to face the economical challenges and achieve a better economic level and development, and to diversify Macau's economy. This generic plan is not only important for Macau, but it's important to reinforce a platform as a connection with Portuguese-speaking countries. This generic plan and this general plan has spoken 3 times about the Portuguese-speaking countries. It talks about the building of an international trade business center and also a platform of financial services with the Portuguese-speaking countries. There will be also a new space for scientific research and development of high quality and for the Chinese youth and in connection with the Portuguese-speaking countries. So HengQin is not only important for Macau, but it has also been thought as an important platform for the Portuguese community to enrich this platform that Macau fulfills as a connection between China and the Portuguese-speaking countries. So about the cooperation zone in HengQin. Why is this zone important and special? Because the governing administration of this zone is very specific. As I've said, I'm a public servant of Macau. I do not belong to China government, but I do develop my job there. This is new. It never existed before. This is what we call a system of joint administration and sharing of duties between Macau and China. Myself, my colleagues from Macau, and my colleagues from HengQin, we work together. So this is very interesting and special. I would like also to explain that we don't talk about a government there in that area, but a management committee. So this management committee is in charge of developing the policies. And at this moment, the executive chief of Macau is our leader, and the other one is from the Guangdong province. The management committee also created an executive committee to execute these duties, to attract investment, to develop industry, to development the land, and to manage all things related to the population work. The executive committee has 9 departments. One is the Economic Development Bureau that helps and supports all related economic duties. Dr. Wai Long, Secretary for Finance and Economic, is also part of the executive committee. All these bureaus, we will have the director or sub-director. They are Macau public servants who have been moved there. I would like to introduce also about the localization. This area has very specific, unique characteristics. It has an area of 166 square kilometers, 3 times the size of Macau. In the past, it was formed by 2 islands, Da HengQin and Xiao HengQin. Portuguese would call Da HengQin mountain and Xiao HengQin as Dom João. Actually, Portuguese, long time ago, have been there. In 1937, by Mário Borges, we have this sculptor. He went there to bring water to drink. So HengQin has a very strong relation with the Portuguese from long ago. The closest distance between HengQin and Macau is only 187 meters. It's the only area that is connected to Hong Kong and Macau through roads and bridges. Within a radius of 100 kilometers, we have 5 airports, 4 deep-water ports, 8 expressways, and 3 rail transits. It takes about 15 minutes to cross the border and arrive to Macau International Airport. In the next year, with the opening of Zhuhai Port, we'll be able to arrive in Hong Kong or Macau in very short time. The new border crossing was successfully opened on August 18, 2020. All vehicles with only a single Macau license plate can circulate freely in HengQin, but there is still a quota. In the near future, this quota will be non-existent and all cars will be able to travel in HengQin. So first year between Macau and HengQin, and we call between Zhuhai HengQin the second line. So all the area will be closed, so we will have the liberalization of the first tier and the control of second tier. So people will be able to actually cross with no restrictions in the future. In our department, we have a team to work on this first year and second year. So this can be implemented in 2030. We believe this policy is one of the most important policies for HengQin, because when the area is closed, then we can liberalize more the first year, so goods and people can cross freely. Currently, there is still some constraints. So in order to fulfill the objects of the general plan, there have been announced new measures for visa facilitation regarding foreigners in Macau for Guangdong, Macau, in-depth cooperation zone between HengQin. The permanent foreigner residents can apply for a 5-year multiple tourist visa, and non-permanent foreigner residents can also apply for a multiple tourist visa with the same validity of the resident card. Non-resident foreigner workers, specialized workers, can apply for a multiple visa for 1 year, and foreigners who are temporarily in Macau and plan to attend in conventions or exhibitions in the cooperation zone can apply for a multiple business visa of 3 months. This is a specific action to help relations between Macau, to deepen the relations between Macau and HengQin. I believe with these measures in the near future you can apply for a visa and we can meet in HengQin. I've said that HengQin is very important for Macau because we should consider HengQin as a new house for Macau. So, how's the life in HengQin? Currently, we have 3 kindergartens, 3 primary schools, and 2 secondary schools, and 1 university as public schools. For private schools, we have 1 kindergarten, 2 primary and lower secondary schools, and 1 training institution. More than 10 new public schools are planned to be built over the next 5 years, including 5 kindergartens, 3 primary schools, and 2 secondary schools. As we also need to make HengQin a place that is adequate for people to live, we will need schools, hospitals, other facilities. So we'll need to build to face these needs. We have the HengQin People's Hospital. We have the HengQin First Hospital affiliated with Guangzhou Medical University, so construction is ongoing. And there's also Talents Apartments. This is a mainland idea These are apartments that cannot be sold, but those who work in HengQin can live there. We have 6 types of talents apartments. We have enough apartments that in the future, talents and all those who want to work in HengQin can have their apartment to live. Business environment that I would like to introduce. In the past years, the HengQin economy has developed quite strongly, with a big jump. We have more than 56,000 companies settled in HengQin. The general plan strives to develop new industries and promote appropriate diversification of Macau economy, with focus on growing scientific and technological R&D and high-end manufacturing industries, mechanist branding industries such as traditional Chinese medicine, the culture, tourism, convention and exhibition industry, commerce and trade, and modern financial sectors. These industries already have a base in this cooperation zone. Regarding brands from Macau, like traditional Chinese medicine, we have the Industrial Park for Scientific and Technological Cooperation of Traditional Chinese Medicine between Guangdong and Macau. It has introduced a lot of new services. Regarding Macau signature business and industries, scientific and technological research and development industry and high-level manufacturing industry, we have 335 high-technology national companies. We have a scientific and technological research and development industry with around 7,000 scientific and technological companies, many of them with capital from Macau. Macau University, for example, it has their platform there. HengQin is focused on integrated circuit development industries. Since 2018, HengQin has successfully held 2 sessions of the HengQin Scientific and Technological Entrepreneurship Competition, attracting nearly 2,000 projects from home and abroad, covering strategically emerging industries such as new generation information technology industries, biomedicine, digital economy, and new materials. The prize can reach a maximum of 100 million yuan. In the last 2 years, given the COVID situation, this competition hasn't been held, but it will be held this year again with the 3rd edition. The 3rd edition will start by the end of this month. With the support of the Economic and Scientific Bureau of Macau, we will introduce some Portuguese-speaking countries projects. We hope this competition can be more and more international and with more and more projects from Portuguese-speaking countries. In terms of cultural tourism conventions and exhibitions and trade industry, HengQin has organized several cultural events. We have a thematic park, camping town. It's a touristic destination that is very interesting for tourists. And as we see it, it has a strong base that can be connected with our touristic supports. We have fantastic hotels in Macau, and in HengQin they have more natural gardens, and our chief executive has talked about developing in the next year more these relations between Macau and HengQin. HengQin has also organized very big and several cultural events and sports. I think you all know Chimlong, and I know that the Portuguese community likes to take their kids there also. It's quite interesting and famous. Regarding modern financial industry, actually currently we have 707 financial companies that give a lot of financial support for R&D. Some preferred policies that I would like to introduce you that HengQin uses to attract investment. Since the beginning, since 2021, the Executive Committee created a new system of preferred policies. Some of them have been launched, and some of them are under consultation. For example, policy for the integrated circuit industries has been launched. It has had a very big adherence. We attracted a lot of companies from digital area to HengQin. We also have tax preference policies, talent policies, science and technology policies. Some have been launched and some will be launched. Preferred policies for individuals, for talents.
Para os talentos, o imposto da renda pessoal mais alto para os talentos nacionais e estrangeiros de alto nível.
So single income tax will be at a maximum of 15%. And for Macau residents,
que trabalhem na Zona de Cooperação, a parte do seu imposto sobre o rendimento pessoal que exceda a carga fiscal.
So for Macau people, the part that exceeds the income in Macau, the value will not even be taxed. We also have special incentive policies for talents and subsidies, rent subsidies, to attract international and domestic talents to help and support HengQin development.
Vamos agora para o pessoa coletiva. No que se toca às políticas industriais, gostaria de também as empresas registradas em HengQin e propícias ao desenvolvimento da.
Now regarding the company tax.
Com atividade principal incluída na lista de benefícios fiscais.
So the companies that qualify will be subject to corporate tax at a reduced rate of 15%. So we have this policy, the double is 15% for corporate and for individuals.
Políticas de ciências e tecnologia, oferecemos suporte e compensa
We also support and give subsidies for companies for rent, projects, and other settlement needs for new companies.
Identificadas como empresas líderes podem receber a recompensa de cooperação e crescimento.
The companies that are identified as leading companies, they can also receive special benefits and special subsidies. This policy has not officially been published and implemented, but is under consultation. So you can scan the QR code and see the policy that has under scrutiny from the people. But although it hasn't been launched, I can guarantee that the final version can only be better than the version under consultation. Another policy that hasn't been implemented, but I would like to present, is regarding the companies with Macau capital. Companies with Macau capital, with registered office, tax collection, management relationship, and statistical relationship based in the cooperation zone will substantially operate and have bank accounts will also benefit for this support. For qualified companies, we give subsidies for renting offices, for renting commercial spaces, for decoration, or for famous stores to be located in the cooperation zone. This policy means we don't want that the companies move from Macau to HengQin. Our intention is to help these shops, these companies, to extend their business to HengQin. This is different. We don't want them to move there and leave Macau. We just want them to help them to improve and grow. We also offer legal advice consulting services. This moment, HengQin is developing, and every day is different. Every day is different. We want to have the Chinese community of Macau, the support of that community, but also the support of the Portuguese community in HengQin. Lastly, I would like to extend again because having a visa is not very difficult. In the near future, I would like to see you there. Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. What we agreed is to have a conversation to specify some details. So I'll initiate the conversation, but it's open to the public. So please intervene if you want, so we have a conversation among everyone.
Salão. Uma tertúlia. Ok. Nós, penso que todos aqui conhecemos o projeto de HengQin.
We all here know this HengQin project for a while. I see people that have been there for a while. Some of them have lived there. Others will go and visit HengQin in the near future. But as you say, there are things that are always news. Every week, every month, there is always a novelty. And the question in Macau that we always ask is when. And I know people want to move, but the question is when. Does it make sense to move now? Does it have facilities, jobs, things that people can live there? So when are we moving to HengQin? So first, I would like to tell you that I don't live in HengQin. I live in Macau and go and come back every day. I take my own car, Macau license plate. I cross the border. This is it takes me about 30 minutes. Previously, when I worked in Macau, it took me 15 minutes, so it's the double, but it's still not a long time. Back to your question, when can we move to HengQin? I can say today, or I can say even before, because HengQin is in a constant change. Currently in HengQin, you can always find things that are not yet fully ready, because there are a lot of things is under construction, is transforming, but never forget that HengQin is unique. It never happened a situation like this in mainland China. So this means that there's already a lot of opportunities in HengQin. Some other people also ask me the same, when is it, and told me when it's ready, I will come, but don't you think that could be late? You can come and see, feel, and then think about what you can do there. You have mentioned that Dr. Rato already has an office open there, some business there. So I think there are people who already find their opportunities there. In terms of livelihood, contrary to other special zones, HengQin is quite sophisticated. There's a big shopping mall, there's gardens, schools, hospital, and also has a Portuguese restaurant, Portugalia. So there's also a German restaurant and Hotel Hyatt, a thematic park. So I think you should come and know, and then each person will answer that question by themselves. I will continue the conversation until someone wants to help me out and do a question. I already have my visa with the passport validity. If tomorrow I want to go, what is it needed? I haven't been there. What is needed? I need to do a test and the health code. We transform the health code. So going to HengQin is the same as going to Zhuhai. This is the kind of QR code that you need to have. I use it every day to cross border. Is it easy? So we need to do the COVID tests 24 hours before, or how is it? Please let me. And I'm also invited to go and play at a Portuguese restaurant in the 3 days prior to Christmas in the Portuguese restaurant. I will be playing there.
Chamou-me muita atenção.
So I thought this was very interesting to think about first tier and second tier.
Na concepção de duas linhas, no fundo,
So this two-tier is kind of smoothing out HengQin area borders and create a outside border. So it's correct, but not so correct. So this is a new structure. So let's think about it. When the island is closed, those who cross from Macau to HengQin, it will be easier for them. That's what we are working for. So we're thinking about different techniques. We're thinking about different techniques to cross a no-way cross. So that we can implement probably maybe facial recognition. In the future, when you want to cross to HengQin and then from HengQin to Zhuhai, it will be more difficult than now, because you will have a border and you have all the necessary inspections at the border from HengQin to Zhuhai. So we can't really say that the Macau border has been extended, but let's consider HengQin as the fourth island of Macau. So if I go by car with a Macau license plate, and I will smile to the camera and I'll be able to cross. So sometimes when I drive my car, and if I'm near Zhuhai, I will receive a message saying that you cannot cross to Zhuhai or it will be fine because your car has a Macau license plate. So what is expectable is that part of the Macau population will actually live there. So from these 650,000 people who currently live in Macau and can move and live there like a different Macau neighborhood. Actually, there are Macau residents who already live there. Every day more residents live there. You have probably seen there is a new Macau neighborhood with the Macau government investment. And this neighborhood, the houses from this neighborhood can only be sold to Macau residents. We want to attract more and more Macau residents to live there and work there. Do we have any question? Dr. Rato, please. Thank you. And I would like to thank Dr. Lei. I haven't seen him for a while. Very interesting to listen to you with a clear speech. Very important. And also, I would like to thank Rui Pedro for this idea and this initiative and for the execution of this conference talking about HengQin. Because HengQin it looks for us like a cloud. There's projects for HengQin, but it's in the cloud, and we are waiting for things to happen. So this initiative will make it clear about the reality, and this is the correct time. HengQin has been given an integrated management and with the participation from Macau and Guangdong. So this management already has a specific structure, has been shown in the slides, and financial policy. So there's also integration at that level, at the finance level. So I would like, so Dr. António Lei showed us the organigram that shows us a lot of bureau. So Macau is there at the management structure. Because the chief executive is there at the same level as the governor of Guangdong province. We have the executive committee, and Macau is also represented there for the decision making with the Secretary for Economy and Finance. And then the traditional structure. And with the Economic Development Bureau and the Financial Development Bureau, very important. We already seen the Legal Affairs Bureau. So, Dr. António Lei, you are part of Economic Development Bureau. My question, in this bureau, and particularly in the one that you participate, how does the decision is made? Given that the group that is part of this structure has representatives from Macau and Guangdong. So how do we decide what is priority? How is the decision-making process? How do you execute that? So how does it start, and what's the development, and what's the relevance of Macau for the decision-making? Very interesting question. This is a unique case. I'm always learning, as well as my colleagues from Guangdong are always learning. I've never worked with public servants from China the same way they have never worked with public servants from Macau, so we need to work together. With the new direction, and for all these bureaus, they are from Macau and Guangdong. For Economic Development Bureau, I'm the director, and I have 2 sub-directors from China. There are some bureaus that will have a director from Guangdong and sub-director from Macau. So this is always the mix. Director from one place, sub-directors from the other. Out of these 9 bureaus, 4 have directors from Macau and 5 directors from China, Guangdong. The decision, it's always taken as any administrative government. There's no difference. We talk, we analyze the situations, we take into consideration the real situation from China, the real situation from Macau, we talk about, and then we decide. Even if we are from different locations, one from Macau, one from Guangdong, but we have the same objective. We have the same interest to make HengQin better, so I don't see any issue regarding the difference for decision-making. But as I said just a while ago, we need to learn. I learned things from mainland China, they learn things from Macau. I think this is regular and how it works.
Deixa-me fazer uma pergunta leiga, se calhar estranha. Nós temos.
I want to do a regular question, but what is the legal framework? So, is there any collision between Macau law and China law? At this moment, we still are under China, mainland China law, because HengQin belongs to Zhuhai. So this cooperation area has been launched only a year ago. At this moment, my colleagues from Legal Affairs Bureau, this bureau is the director is Dra. Carmen Low. They are working to have a basic law for HengQin. So it wasn't that dumb at all, my question. So a basic law. So that we can have a legal base specifically designed to HengQin. So will it be an approximation between mainland China and Macau law? So yes, it will be a convergence between the two systems. We always say we are walking a third path. We don't want to adopt everything from Macau, and also we cannot be just like mainland. So, like any other zone of mainland. So we want to arrange a specific way of doing things. We have another question? Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. António Lei, for your presentation. I'm Célia Matias for Macau University. So please forgive me my academic question. So, as we have an organization chart, some kind of HengQin government, we have the two-tier definition and possibly basic law of HengQin. How can we consider HengQin in the overall framework of China? Because we have special zones, other economic zones. So how can we place HengQin? It's a good question. So at this moment, my answer is very simple. Cooperation zone. That's its name. As me and my colleagues from Macau and China, this is everything new. This concept is brand new. It never existed before. So I don't want, and I shouldn't, currently define HengQin, what it is. So I can only say it's a cooperation zone full of opportunities. Do we have any other generic question? Yeah, we'll have it. Good afternoon. I'm from the commercial trade for Portuguese-speaking countries. I would like to know if there are plans to attract investors or talent or young talents to work and live in HengQin. In reality, we have defined in the general plan that HengQin must and will bring together talent and professional from abroad to work and live in HengQin. And we are working towards that goal. In reality, at the present moment, given to the pandemic, we can't have too many external communications, but as soon as there is this opportunity, we will promote HengQin internationally. And one of the objectives is to bring to HengQin professionals, talents, people who like HengQin, to live and work there. Of course, as Macau is a platform between China and Portuguese-speaking countries, I do believe these talents and professionals from Portuguese-speaking countries will be most welcome. I would like to add also something new that the executive chief talked yesterday at the assembly, that in the near future we will create a scientific center between China and Portuguese-speaking countries in HengQin. This is a cooperation project between the Economic and Scientific Bureau of Macau, Economic and Scientific Bureau of Zhuhai, and the Economic Development Bureau in HengQin. So we'll create in HengQin a platform, a scientific center, to welcome projects from Portuguese-speaking countries to be developed there in HengQin, together with the Chinese professionals in HengQin. Regarding attracting foreign investment, which is a specific topic from the Party Congress that happened in Beijing recently. So in Macau there is basic law, there is a tradition of relation with Portuguese-speaking countries, there is a legal system very close to the Portuguese legal system, and probably more known and more secure for Portuguese or England or investors from other countries. So does it make sense that the companies can come to Macau and be in HengQin with Macau law? Well, with Macau law in HengQin, no, but with HengQin law, yes. Because this new model that we're talking about is really a new model that we want to create for the future. Macau, as I've said, given the culture, very similar to Portuguese countries, Macau is highly internationalized. It can attract a lot of projects from different people to Macau. But Macau also has some challenges, namely there's not enough land. So HengQin can contribute in that sense. And in reality, HengQin is a new area full of possibilities. We can implement a lot of preferential policies to attract these investors. And as defined by the general plan, HengQin is to help Macau. HengQin is to help Macau. So what I've mentioned is exactly what I said. So they will set up in Macau and then they will have business in HengQin in accordance with HengQin law. Yes, that's it. We are trying to do that the legal system in HengQin is equal or similar to Macau. But currently,
neste momento, talvez ainda
probably we can't really see. But all this needs time to be worked. And myself and my colleagues working in HengQin, we work every day for this objective.
Não sei se temos aqui... Alguém tinha pedido o microfone. Esse processo...
That learning process of a new government, of people who come together, is very interesting. Can you share with us your biggest surprise? What didn't you expect to happen when you arrived there? So, what is the framework? I didn't expect you to ask this. So, what you can tell us? So, it's actually very interesting. Imagine that Macau is a country, one country, two systems. But in HengQin, we also have, but we know that in Macau is capitalism and in China is socialism. So Macau and China still have a difference. But HengQin is a convergence of the two systems, so it's a capitalist socialism.
No.
I cannot define because we still every day we are playing with this. We have a lot of meetings. China has a lot of meetings. They are very hardworking. In China, they work a lot. This is something that we don't adapt very well to. Nowadays, I'm as hard worker as they are. So they have an environment and a competitive system different from those who come from Macau to the other side of the border. So it means it's really, really fast. Yeah, I think it's good. Because there is a different place, quite interesting, and it's worth, and it's particularly worth for the Macau youth to go there and know HengQin. When I was coming and listening to the radio, and our chief executive that was speaking at the assembly, he mentioned that HengQin wants to attract a lot of people from Macau to work there. And we will also open vacancies to work, vacancies for youth, for young people to work there. And I hope this is an opportunity for them to know HengQin and to participate in the building of HengQin. Do you believe that attraction of people, of talents, is designed to be a Chinese zone open to the outside, or to be a multicultural island? Do you expect a lot of foreigners working and investing there? So it's an environment to receive foreigners, or an environment to have foreigners. HengQin must be one of the most open areas in China. And we want to attract talents, people from abroad, from different cultures, from different countries, as long they want to contribute to HengQin, they will always be welcome. HengQin plus Macau, we can consider that is a door for foreigners to come to China and a window for Chinese to see outside. So Macau with HengQin will have even more the possibility of achieve this goal. There's a lot of space and there's a lot of buildings being built in HengQin. Will it be easier? Will it be easier and to give permanent residence more than Macau? I don't want to do this comparison. As I said, let's consider HengQin as the fourth island of Macau, as an extension. So this is a set. So if there's more area, we can attract and receive more people. Yes, obviously, and there is more space there. There's a lot of places we can look the sky, a lot of green areas. It's very interesting to live there. One question related to Macau University. Macau University was built on the other side of the border, but nowadays many of us go there and we have a coffee or visit. So what's going to be the future? The walls coming down, the Macau University was at the forehand of this project. So what will be the future? In the future, nobody knows. But currently, the HengQin area is different from the area of Macau University. As you know, Macau University follows Macau law, and that's why there is a wall. There is no plan currently to demolish the wall, but in the future, we never know. So actually, there's no plans to end the border, but to make it easier to cross. But so this is the first line. But once we are in HengQin, crossing the second line, the second year, will be easier. So those who are in HengQin and want to go above the second line to mainland China will have benefits like tax incentives. So second line, we can consider HengQin to be a step further to enter mainland China. So we're going to create measures to make it easier for transportation and people to cross there. So I don't want to extend this conversation very much because this would be the beginning of a very long conversation. So I will end, but anyone in the public who still wants to make a question. Yes, I would like to make a question. Imagine a Macau resident creates a company HengQin that starts to work well, has income, and how does it bring the money to Macau? So my colleague from Finance Bureau, they're working for this At this moment, the subdirector is there. So there is a public servant from AMCM. They are having a lot of meetings and conversations with AMCM to actually define the rules of capital circulation between HengQin and Macau. I believe in the near future we'll have official announcements regarding this, of bringing profits back to Macau. This is really important for investors, particularly for foreigners. We know this, and we are working for it. Marco.
Sim, olá, boa noite.
Good evening, António Lei. I would like to make you a question about talents. Imagine you have some youth entrepreneurs from Mozambique, Angola, Portugal. They have an idea, they have capital. They want to go to mainland China, and they say, okay, I want to go to HengQin and start in HengQin. So nowadays, can they do that? I think they can and they should do that in HengQin. Because I believe in HengQin, you will have a framework very similar to Macau. There are people who speak Portuguese there. And we have preferential policies for this objective. There are other zones and cities that may have preferential policies, but not so specific for these youngsters coming from Portuguese-speaking countries. In our general plan, it has been defined the entrepreneurship base, innovation base for youth between China and Portuguese-speaking countries. If you know some of them, please let them know. I will the introduction, so they can establish today in HengQin. Yes, they can, and they will be welcome. Marco will go there and bring two. Anyone would like to make a last question? Please, if you'd like to leave a last message. You also deserve to rest. I'm not tired. I enjoyed very much today our talk, this interaction. It's been quite a while that I don't speak so much Portuguese as today. So as in HengQin, not many speak Portuguese, but there are a lot of many of my colleagues who came to Macau University to learn Portuguese and now work there, like my colleague Rosa. But I've noticed that some of the Portuguese is Brazilian Portuguese. I do believe that HengQin is really important for Macau, for Macau's development. And Macau development cannot go ahead without HengQin. But we also need to count on the Portuguese community from Macau. Why? Because Macau, to be Macau, has its own characteristics, specific characteristics of Portuguese culture. Portuguese culture that we cannot forget. And even in our plan, we have talked about 3 times about the Portuguese community, the Portuguese-speaking countries. And I believe in the future, we will focus more of the promotion of HengQin in the Portuguese community. HengQin is a big opportunity and very rare,
se nós não conseguimos
So if we can't take advantage this time of the advantages that HengQin brings us, I don't know when we're going to have another opportunity like this.
numa fase
Currently, Macau is under a stage, not very good stage. I can't say very difficult, but not very good. So it's time to consider to change a little. And HengQin creates a very big opportunity for us to turn and think about our future. So I hope that you, after this conference, after this talk, you can also talk to your friends about HengQin. And now to have a visa is very easy to go to HengQin and to come to HengQin. And I would welcome. I go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Muito obrigado.
Thank you all for your presence.
Obrigado a todos por cá estarem.